Hello, good morning, happy April, happy new month, happy start of a new series. So, the next few weeks, all month long, we are going to spring into action. So, I have a different topic for every single coffee talk related to getting moving, right? So, this is the time. I love it when I wake up and it's already kind of warm. Like there is a little bit of teeny chill in the air, but it's nowhere near the late winter, early spring, fake spring chill like we had last week. And I look at the weather like crazy because I teach outdoor classes, and it's so awesome and comforting to see that it's going to be warm for the next several days. So really promising. This time of year just gives me hope. It helps me I feel refreshed. I feel like energy is a little easier to come by because of the sunshine, because of the warmth in the air. It's just such a great time. So I have always been a big fan of fall, but I think spring is becoming one of my favorites. Maybe I'm just really excited about spring this year, but I want to talk about dusting off the routine. Spring is a great time. Really, you can make any time a great time to do this, but spring is a great time to think about the routine, right? Think about how you're spending your time. Think about whether you need to assess it or tweak it or make it stronger or just overall change it to fit you. I fully believe in seasons of fitness. I believe that it's great to assess every season. You don't have to continue to constantly do the same routine, the same workouts, the same movements, that you should kind of ebb and flow with the change of the seasons, with the feeling of, what it feels like outside, how you personally feel. So I'm ready. Let's dive into spring. So in case you need a little extra pep in your step or a little spring in your step, I have put together a list of my top ways to get moving. So whether you're just sort of like waking up out of your winter slumber, you're ready to kind of dive in and do some more outdoor workouts or higher energy workouts, or maybe you're kind of feeling like I need a little change of pace and I want something different. How do I even do this? A lot of the messages that I get on my fitness page and on Instagram are related to just getting started and people having maybe a fear or not knowing where to start. So here's my biggest advice. Don't let perfect get in the way of you starting. And what I mean by that is you're not going to nail the perfect workout on the first try. You're not going to nail all the moves on the first try. Working out, having fitness as part of a routine is practice. It takes practice. So you're all a beginner at some point, and you get better by doing it. You get better by showing up and continuing to do it. I'd say that for a lot of my fitness classes too, especially those that are really propelled by the steps or propelled by the beat. Some people are like, how am I ever gonna learn all these steps and keep up? And I'm like, you just keep showing up. You keep showing up, and then eventually it will click. And sometimes I think that people will not come because they're scared of not being completely perfect on that first try. And that's just impossible. Nobody is completely perfect right out of the gate, but I think you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're putting a lot of energy into it, you're going to get a lot from it. If you really focus and you watch and you learn and you just don't worry about what you're looking like, it's going to be a great experience. So don't let perfect be the enemy of getting started. That is such a big one, such a big one. What is your body feeling this season? What kinds of movements is your body craving? Like usually the season or the air or like the warmth will have me crave a certain kind of workout. I'm curious what your body is craving. I'm just curious. I love to keep my finger on the pulse of what people want to do. And you'll notice I change up what I offer by season. If you haven't noticed, you've caught on now. I like to change it up because I think that people are ready for something new. I like to do new things. I don't like to do there was a time where I taught the same, and I mean, I'm doing it now. I taught the same Saturday morning class for like 7 years. And it's fun, to have that to look forward to, but I needed a change, and I was so glad that one of my participants got certified so I could kind of take a step back for a second. I needed that change, and you need that change too. It's good to mix it up a little bit. All right, so one is don't let perfect be the enemy of getting started. Number 2, this is a big one. Start with 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I promise, if you are interested in fitness, if you are interested in moving your body, you can find 5 minutes. And if not, then is fitness really a priority for you is a good question. So if you can't find 5 minutes in a day, then you have to rethink what the priorities are. But I've been doing some virtual groups that have 5-minute workouts, and I have been loving that. First of all, I love producing that kind of content because it's focused and it's intentional and it's quick. And I've been really fun and creative with the 5-minute workouts. And I'm finding that more and more people are consistently completing 5 minutes versus when I was doing 30 minutes or 20 minutes. And especially when it's something that you're doing by yourself at home. You have us in the group and you have my videos, but it's just more realistic to think I can do 5 to 15 minutes versus maybe 30 minutes pressing play at home where you're like, I'm gonna press play, and then you're like, is that laundry? Oh my gosh, dishes. Oh my gosh, look at that dust on the floor. So I have just found, especially with getting started, or if you're looking to start something new, 5 minutes is more digestible than something a little bit longer. And if you can hang for 5 minutes and then maybe ramp it up and do 2, you hang for 10 minutes, you're going to get the hang of that new routine. You're going to get the hang of maybe it's a new style for you, and you're going to start to want to carve out even more time. So I think 5 minutes is a really awesome place to get started. Okay, so don't let perfect get in the way of you starting. Start with 5 minutes. Make it entertaining. This is a big one for me. Fitness should be fun. I fully believe fitness should be fun. And I do and I have a group right now where we're doing a lot of strength workouts. And I think that strength should be maintenance workouts, and you should kind of stick to a certain number. You shouldn't go crazy with strength, trying to do 15 movements at once. You should really focus and be intentional. But I make it fun by being goofy or having fun music. I don't think it should be boring. The idea of just not having fun music. I don't know. I'm so motivated by music. As you can tell, a lot of the classes that I teach are fueled by music. And I try to keep things fresh with some kind of new combinations of movements or, just fun ways to put the moves together. But we do stick to some basic moves because they work. and the way to really track change over time is to keep consistent with certain movements. But that doesn't mean that it has to be boring. That doesn't mean that it has to be all right, good job, guys. Keep going. Woo. I couldn't do that. I gotta be fun. I'm a performer by nature, and I love to share that energy with other people. So maybe for you, if you're doing this, at home, maybe you're blasting some music or in your headphones because you're considerate and live with other people. Maybe you invite a friend to work out with you. Maybe you make a game of it with your dog or a kid or something like that. Because I think if it's not fun, if it's not entertaining to you, it's peace out. I don't need this in my life. All right, so don't let perfect be the enemy of starting. Start with 5 minutes. Make it entertaining. The next one, do one thing at a time. I've had so many conversations with potential clients. Sometimes I won't take this person on because they want to change too many things too quickly. And I think that the way to dive in and to stick with something is to change one thing at a time. So maybe you're taking a good solid look at your what you've got going on, and you're like, okay, I need to get more sleep, and I need to drink more water, and I need to move 30 minutes a day, and this. If you start adding those things up and trying to just make those changes immediately, it's not gonna work. I promise, I've never seen it work. But if you focus on one thing at a time, it makes all of those other things easy. So I will coach a client, okay, tell me what your goal is, what you're working toward first, and then let's talk about the action steps to get there. So usually things like, I need to eat more vegetables, I need to drink water first thing in the morning, I would like to move my body. So you're like, okay, pick one of those things, really focus on it for a solid week or two, see how that goes, and then add another thing. You can always add another thing, but when you start with so many things, it's harder to like keep going because all of a sudden you're making a lot of really big changes. So make a bite-sized change. Bite-sized changes 99 times out of 100 work so much better than just like going all in. I have met some people that are very going all in mentality. Maybe it'll work for you, but very unlikely that you can do 5 new things at once. Focus on one thing at a time. Another big tip is to schedule your workouts. So if you're really committed to getting moving, one of the best things is to make it visual. So I'm a fan of a paper planner, but I also have 2 different calendars because I have 2 different sets of colleagues. So I will write it down, I will put it everywhere. Like, this is non-negotiable time. I am teaching a class at this time, or I am working out at this time. This is the time that I am making that priority for myself. And you're worth it. You deserve that. And of course, don't be super stubborn. Like, this time every week is when my team meets. Like, obviously you're not going to be working out at that time. Schedule it for a time that's appropriate to your line of work and your responsibilities, but writing it down starts to get other people in the habit of understanding, like, okay, we can't schedule a meeting during that time because she is teaching a class or this is happening. And other people will start to respect it when they see you start to respect yourself. If you continue to blow off your workouts, why? If your goal is to move your body more, if your goal is to get into a fitness routine, stop blowing off your own workouts. That's your own disrespect. So write it down. If you put it in your calendar, it is going to be more likely to happen. And that's one of the reasons I started using Calendly as a tool for people to schedule classes, because it gives you the option to put it right in your calendar, and it's so much harder to miss if it's on your calendar. And then I also know if you're coming, which is super fun. All right, another one, start with walking. So if you've decided, I would like to move my body more, walking is free. It's easier than trying to learn something new. Just you get outside, you get some fresh air, or maybe you have a treadmill or you have a space where you can walk indoors and that's more appealing to you. It can be as high or low impact as you would like. You can walk as fast or as slow as you would like, but just moving and even just giving yourself like 10 minutes of walking. I love taking walking breaks. I live for my daily walks with my dog. I love that time. We'll do like 3 miles a day. It's such a great way to just keep moving. And for me, I like to take a walk. It's a good little break between one job going into the other job. So it's a kind of a stopping point in the middle of my day to be like, okay, transition from one thing to another. Walking will boost your mood. It will give you the opportunity, like I said, if you want to be outside, it'll give you some sunshine, and you can do it indoors if you need to. But walking is one of the most accessible and easiest ways to start if you're looking to get into fitness. And 30 minutes a day of walking is so good for you. So good for you. You're going to start to see a boost in your mood. You're just going to see a change in outlook. You're going to notice things that you never noticed before, especially if you walk outside. You will notice the change in seasons. You'll start to see different things. You'll see different wildlife or maybe flowers, depending on where you're walking. If you're walking in the city, you'll notice other things. It's so fun to just kind of stop, realize that there's a bigger world around you, and put yourself in it. Okay, so we have, don't let perfect be the enemy of starting. Start with 5 minutes. Make it entertaining. Do one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. Schedule your workouts. Start with walking. And my last one, and this is the thing, like if there's only one thing that you take away from this little chat, be consistent. Consistency is everything. Pick something and keep doing it. In order to make a change in your life, and this is like the biggest thing when I coach a client, in order to make a change in your life, you have to be consistent with it. You can't just decide for 1 week, I will sleep well, and then go back to my regular self. You're not going to see a change. You're not going to stick with it if you don't make it part of your routine, make it part of your habit, just like brushing your teeth or washing your hands. Make it become part of who you are if you are really, really interested in making a change. Write it down, make it happen every single day or every other day, wherever, however it is that you've decided you want to move your body. I recommend, honestly, really trying to do 5 minutes a day, trying to do every single day for a couple of weeks, and then seeing if you like that everyday feeling. And if you want to go longer, maybe go every other day. We're kind of told in the fitness world 20 to 30 minutes a day is ideal, but if you're just getting started, 5 minutes will totally change your life. All right, so those are my tips. I get asked all the time, which workout is the best for me? How do I get started? Those are the things that I will tell you. Those are the things that I would coach an individual. And I'd love to know what gets you motivated. What helps you get started? Are there any of those particular things that I shared that you're like, yeah, that makes total sense, or I really need to start doing that? Even if you're looking to make a change. So maybe you're already in a fitness routine, but you're like, oh my gosh, I need to change it up. And I highly recommend, change it up a little bit. I mean, I'm a big advocate of strength always, especially for women, but maybe you're changing up what kind of strength you're doing, or maybe you're adding in some like fun outdoor cardio, or, as the weather gets warmer, people like to be more, do outside kinds of things. So this season, what is motivating you? Or this season, what is on your mind when it comes to moving your body? And again, the best thing is to say it out loud, to share it so other people help you stay accountable to it. People love to share the journey. They love to be part of that journey. So share away, don't be afraid, and let me know if you have other tips for getting started with moving your body. All right, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you for more Spring into Action next week. Bye.